Oh, good, good. Yes. I got back into my Twitch account, and OBS's new update kind of makes this stuff look weird, but I'll deal with it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I was able to get back into my Twitch account. That's good. Because had to get a new phone, and I lost that for the most part. Yeah, so, anyways, I'm back. And we're going to also be going ahead and looking at my recaps for the year. I've got my Twitch recap and my Steam recap. I'm excited to talk about them both. And then also just recapping a little bit of this year as far as my content's gone a little bit too. So let's go ahead and get back into that. Let's see. Oh, I can do it all from here. There we go. So we got my Twitch recap. As a creator, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, 12 hours watched, 21 total streams, so not the greatest pacing. Then again, though, I didn't stream for most of my YouTube growth. I was just making little YouTube videos, and then a lot of my streaming this year was World of Warcraft, which didn't pull a lot of viewership anyways, for me, right? Because I just wasn't one of the main World of Warcraft streamers that people were watching at the time. And I streamed 5 categories, which, I mean, I did a couple other smaller streams, but it is what it was. My top stream, 4 viewers, I mean, is what it is. YouTube was definitely doing a lot better for me this year. 226 chats sent is surprising, and I kind of think that that's wrong. Unless that's how many I've sent, in which case, fine. But if that's how many were sent in my channel, I don't believe so. Top 5 categories: World of Warcraft, Season of Discovery. Because I streamed a lot of the World of Warcraft here. Baldur's Gate, because I did stream a lot of that too, and then Risk of Rain Returns when it came out. Tori Bosch, a smidge. That was early this year too. Yeah, early this year. A little bit of Pokemon Showdown, and yeah, pretty much all my categories. I was surprised to see top 10% Risk of Rain Returns. That stream was kind of small, so that was surprising for me actually. And Tori Bosch as well. I don't even remember streaming Tori Bosch, if I can be completely honest. I don't know when that happened, but I guess top 3 tags: competitive, Cashy, and chill, right? Because those are just basically the only tags I have on stream. I don't even quite really understand what they do for me, but 15 new followers and RGB goat. This one wasn't gonna be much. I mean, I didn't focus on Twitch much. I want to do more, especially going into 2024. 24, favorite number, is my year. And the year that I turned 24 is also going to be my year. So these are this is one of two of my peak years in life. So I definitely got to focus up on it. So we're going to see a lot of growth in 2024. And I'm not taking a break from it this time, which leads me to talking about this year. So I was doing a little bit of streaming at the very beginning of the year. I stopped doing that. That was when I was doing my Pokemon Insurgents little Nuzlocke thing, which I plan to revisit, but I got into a bad habit where I would stream for like 10 hours a day and then proceed to not make any content off of it really and just stream. And then I would burn myself out and get unhealthy and typically sick and die and be off the internet for a little while because I couldn't do it anymore. I did it with Pokemon Insurgents, and then I also did it with Tears of the Kingdom as well a little bit later in the year, which I get into that bad habit. I also did it with World of Warcraft. I get into that bad habit a lot. But for about a month span there towards June, I think it was, I was making a video every single night and posting it, and that was a lot better at the very least for viewership and also for YouTube and having long-term content. That didn't take me too long to make, and allowed me to get viewership, and it was good, and it bolstered my channel up a little bit. But I kept doing little spurts of a lot of content, nothing, a lot of content, nothing. And I mean, this last year for me has been very volatile. I moved, as you may be able to tell from my background changing, as well as, I turned 18 towards the very beginning of this year. So that was a bit of a stepping stone, needing to learn all of the things about, being an adult. So, there was a lot of things, but there's no excuses. Realistically, I just fumbled the bag. I wish I had put more of a focus onto this stuff because I really do love and enjoy it, but I got into little motivational spurts and then I would fall out of them and I would just stop creating content, which that doesn't work when you're trying to be a content creator, really, is you can't just quit when you're not feeling it. I learned that about a lot of things this year, actually. You can't just quit when you're not feeling it. Sometimes you got to suffer and just push through anyways. But yeah, I really did fumble the bag this year. But 2024, we're going to be back into it for sure. But Twitch recap aside, I do have my Steam recap. And my Steam recap actually shows a little bit more of what I've been doing this year and a little bit more of what I've been enjoying this year. And this is going to be kind of the main focus. So today, I got the email that this was out. And I already took a bit of a peek at it already, but it kind of did surprise me a little bit just how much I played specifically Terraria. But I played 57 games, 46 of which were new, which is surprising to me because I didn't think I played that many new games this year, but I guess I had, right? I played quite a few games this year, I guess. 240 achievements across 24 games. I'm going to assume a lot of those are Baldur's Gate. I played a lot of Baldur's Gate, and then my longest streak being 10 days, which I would assume would have been higher if I'm going to be completely honest, but I guess that's fair. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, 47 sessions played, almost a third of my play time for the whole year. And that being because to just even the last, I want to say 3 weeks, I've played that the last 3 weeks has been half of my playtime in Baldur's Gate 3, staying up super late into the evenings playing with a buddy of mine. It screwed up my sleep schedule, but it was fun. A lot of duo honor mode. Basically, honor mode came out, and that's all we did for a little bit. Terraria, a little bit of normal Terraria. This being at the very beginning of this year, we played some normal Terraria, got up, beat Wall of Flesh, which brings you into like the hard mode, which is the second kind of half of the game, and then quit to then go play what is called Tmod Loader. The sessions are iffy because it crashes kind of often, but Tmod Loader lets you load mods into Terraria, and I played that for about the same amount of time as I had played like normal Terraria. Like I think what this is too is I played 15% of Terraria as a whole of all my Steam time played, and 47 sessions of Terraria is how many sessions of Tmod Loader actually loaded without crashing, because Tmod Loader loads, then it loads Terraria after it fully loads in, and Tmod Loader does tend to crash on startup a lot, so I think that it's more so 47 sessions played, 15% of playtime. Yeah, I'm surprised that the median is only 16 achievements and like 4 games, 5 streak, because it is Steam. That's median. That's not even average. So that's the most common number, not the average of all numbers. It's still kind of surprising. But yeah, a third of the games I played were new releases. That's fair, given I played a lot of Baldur's Gate. 8 or more years ago, that would be Terraria, I think. Yeah, that's probably going to be mostly Terraria. And then 1 to 7 years, that's just kind of the rest of everything. And yeah, a lot of open world survival craft. I played a lot of Baldur's Gate when it came out. Baldur's Gate is definitely top 3 favorite games of all time, I think. Um it doesn't beat out how addicted I was to Fortnite when that came out. I played the shit out of Fortnite. And Pokemon just as a whole basically defined my entire childhood, but I think it could very well take maybe a third place. The finals though, that game's coming up there too. And the workshop item subscriptions, that's all a game called Yomi Hustle. Those are basically all just characters. I mean, it's a fighter that lets you mod in a bunch of characters. It's fun. Yomi Hustle's good. Yeah, so lots and lots of time in September. We took a little bit of a break in October and November. I think a lot of this too was October was burnout month and November was moving month, so I didn't get to play a lot. And then we've been catching up a lot in December. And then Terraria, yeah, most of Terraria was January, and then we'd pick it up for like a couple days at a time here or there across the months. Tmod loader, yeah, okay, so it's the same stats then, pretty much. This is a little bit higher in January because we did play just Terraria to start, so that's why this percentage is a bit higher, but everything else is equivalent pretty much. Eternal Return, this was a game that actually caught my attention a lot during the months that it came out. I really liked Eternal Return, but I got bored of it. Eternal Return also didn't really stick in North America. I know it's popular in Korea, but it's not very popular over here, and for good reason too. The game is boring. When you start and you spend the first half of your gameplay not fighting people and just getting gear because it's better to do that, it's weird. It's not the most fun, but the end game fights and the characters, they're cool. I do like the game, and I got pretty good at it too. I played a lot of ranked and stuff, but it got boring. Yomi Hustle, this is that fighting game. I really do enjoy this game. It's like $5 on Steam. I even played it before it made it over to Steam, and I do. This game is probably my favorite fighting game. I think it's just so unique, and I really enjoy it. I like being able to mod it. I like games where you can mod a lot. Those are always super fun. And then yeah, I definitely played the most in September because Baldur's Gate, and then Terraria in January. Those are kind of my main 2 months. And then December too. I mean, I've had friends on Christmas break from college, right? And the finals came out fully, and we got back into Baldur's Gate. And yeah, it's just been the gamer month. I think December always is for people. Yep. And then my 10-day streak. This was I played a lot of Baldur's Gate, and then in the evenings I'd play some Holo Cure. I did like Holo Cure. I basically completed the game for the most part though already. And then I was doing a bit of Trackmania, mostly practicing so I could beat my friend, and then FPS chest also with my friend. I like FPS chess, it's fun. Well, yeah, I think this is in order of how much I've played each thing. And a couple of these are outliers. The finals is definitely going to shoot up there. I play the finals usually for an hour or two almost every night. I really do like this game. Even during its beta test phase, God, the game's just so fun. Risk of Rain 2 is the game that basically made me like roguelikes. I don't typically like roguelike type games, but I really do enjoy Risk of Rain 2. And I've been thinking about making a video even on it. Rust, that's mostly um, time it took loading into worlds. I didn't really play Rust a lot. And earlier this year, before I got my PC, a lot of this was just loading. Lethal Company though, that game's fun. We've got a group of like 8 or 9 people we've been playing with. God, that game is so fun. My Hero Ultra Rumble was cool, but hackers killed it. When every single game I get in, there's like an All Might flying around everywhere and just killing everybody in a couple hits, and not taking damage. It sucked. And then the balancing was also horrid. That one was a struggle for sure. My Hero Ultra Rumble I thought was a great game at first, and I really did enjoy it with a couple of my friends. But we couldn't do it anymore. Rain World, we played. That's a little kind of late night pseudo horror game almost, just for the sake of like it being a survival game and stuff would just spawn in and almost kill you. Smite, I've kind of dabbled in. I've kind of gotten into it, kind of not. I want to get more into it because I do like it. I like MOBAs a lot too. Deep Rock, my friend group is a bunch of dudes. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's Deep Rock, fucking rock and stone. Omega Strikers. This one actually, this game made me sad. If I'm gonna be completely honest, this game made me sad because when it was in its beta test that I got access to, I loved this game so much. It was my favorite game, pure just adrenaline. I loved it. It was great. It was great. I loved this game. Then it went away for a little bit, which I think any game that has that well of a reception, if they do that, it's a mistake. The finals only did it for like a week or two, which is fine, but Omega Strikers did it for a little bit longer, and they ended up releasing the full game, but making it to where your character builds, they were like an RNG thing, pick and draft in between rounds, and I hated that because now you can't control what your build is really, and it just wasn't as fun anymore. You know, not being able to control your build and just be good at the game, it made it not as fun. And I understand they were trying to do it to get newer players able to, you know, handle the game and not just get swamped by players that were good. But I got good by practicing, and I feel like I deserve to whoop ass a little bit. I just don't think I don't like that update. And then they even basically shut it down. It's not gonna really receive many more updates or anything after a little while, and that just sucks. I like that game a lot. That game was the MOBA version of the finals for me this year. The finals, though, I think is gonna actually stick around a lot longer than Omega Strikers. But yeah, that one was just unfortunate. And then just like, you know, a lot of games I played with friends pretty much the rest of the year. I refunded DayZ because that took too much time commitment to care to play. The only reason I don't really refund Rust either is because I played it too much and I've had it for too long. And yeah, just a bunch of basically multiplayer games I've dabbled with friends and tried out. You know, kind of a bunch of stuff. This is another game actually that I really like, DKO. It's at the very bottom of my list, but I did enjoy DKO. It's made by the same developers of Smite. It's like a little chibi fighting game with the same kind of mythological IP. It was fun for a little bit, but everyone basically had a one-hit kill combo thing, and if they didn't, then they weren't worth using, and it just kind of made the gameplay stale and really bread and butter spammy, and it wasn't as fun anymore. If the game actually had decent balance and you could have more back and forth, like you could at like earlier elos and MMRs, I guess, because once you get good, you know you play against good players. But when you play against players who don't know the bread and butter combos and you don't know the combos either, it is fun. It's hectic, but it is fun. But yeah, so that's pretty much my Steam recap as well. For the most part, though, it's just been Baldur's Gate and Terraria. I've been really sucked into those games. I didn't think I'd like Terraria as much as I did, but I really do enjoy it. And then yeah, Baldur's Gate. I've got so many playthroughs on Baldur's Gate right now. I'm going through a 2-player honor mode run, a 3-player honor mode run, a 3-player run, a 2-player run. These being on Tactician because playing anything under Tactician is for wimp asses. So yeah, the 3-player Tactician run, 2-player Tactician run, another 2-player Tactician run, and my solo run, as well as another 2-player Tactician run, and another 2-player Tactician run. Yeah. So um it's a lot. Got a lot of runs. I've also played a lot of solo runs too, where I was trying to do solo through Tactician mode without save scumming, which now there's honor mode for that, and that's what we're going to be doing just after this. But yeah, no, I've played so much of this game. I've got like 300 hours clocked, and it came out just 2 months ago or something like that. That's crazy. That's a lot of hours for me. Because again, ever since I quit playing Fortnite a couple of years ago, I haven't really played a game consistently like that anymore. Because I felt betrayed by Fortnite, and I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. I can't let myself get taken advantage of again. But no, I had thousands of hours on Fortnite, so none of these really even compare to then. But no, Baldur's Gate's been huge. I think that them winning Game of the Year was definitely worth it. But yeah, so I mean that's pretty much the recap. And I do just want to reiterate as well, I do apologize for basically just completely going dark for a little bit. I was moving. I lost my phone, had to get a new phone. I couldn't access my Twitch account, had to get into my Twitch account through some backdoor two factor authentication stuff. It was not the most enjoyable time for sure, but we got into it in the end, and we're back. And we're back. We're going to be going back at it again. But yeah. So now we're probably good to go ahead and switch over to Baldur's Gate. Another thing too, I will probably be working towards, not working towards, but I'm probably going to be buying Divinity Original Sin 2 soon. It's like $10 right now, I believe. So I would love to try that game. It was the predecessor of Baldur's Gate 3, and it has all the things that made Baldur's Gate 3 great. I would like to try it. Anyways, let's go ahead and see how I can load this up again. I forget how this works.